Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 222 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
My name is Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys. Welcome to episode 222. And let's start this out the right way. Fuck Luke Kornet, as you were.
Fuck Luke Kornet. Fuck Adam Silver.
Yeah. I felt like that was the appropriate way to
Fuck
start.
Adam Silver.
I know y'all like, I saw this hoodie before, yes, but it was appropriate for this week and the shenanigans that have transpired.
I can't believe all of that happened. It's been an interesting week. Dang, I got the blur way too high. But it's been an interesting week.
On the episode of the Spin Zone with Reggie.
Y'all give me a second. Let me fix this, man. This is gonna be our mic check right
here.
Yo,
Reggie background looks like me after I've had 7 crowns, and you go lay down. You're like, the room is moving.
All right, there we go. That's a little better.
There we go. Jamiroquai, virtual reality.
But yeah, man. So it's been a crazy week, man. Luke Kornet, we'll get to you. Ooh, I want to curse like Joe Pesci. Like,
yeah. Your boy feel that in his heart. He is sick.
That's frustrating, man.
And I'm still here. I'm still here rocking away. I don't know what's going on. But we're going to get that. You know whose fault it probably is? Luke Kornet.
Luke Kornet or Al Horford whole ass.
I am not doing Al I'm not doing Al like that. Al is in
I'm gonna tell the truth. That's fine. You ain't got to. But we'll be here. Welcome Monday Night Raw, man. This is going to be a not brief episode.
Condensed
we are not gonna do the whole condensed. That's the word. We're not gonna do the whole HBCU and then break it all up into the mic check and all of that. We're starting late. So man, we're gonna talk about what's important, and this is an Atlanta podcast today. Atlanta podcast today. The Braves have bad luck. Everybody keeps getting hurt. We're hitting the shit out the ball though.
Right.
All our pitchers getting hurt though, like every single one. So y'all pray for the Braves.
Yes, please keep us, because every day for the last 2 years they just fall apart. Little pitchers just ain't gonna make it.
So now we're gonna go straight into our Falcons Focus, where we are going to talk about everything that's happened with free agency, James Pierce Jr., this whole new NFL two-day tamper period, I guess is what they kind of call it. Where free agents and those that are unrestricted free agents and those that are getting cut all kind of receive news within the first 2 or 3 days of March.
Right.
Which it's like early signing day almost.
It's been very engaging. I will say that one of the things you said in the pre-production meeting is this is way closer to NBA free agency. It is moving and grooving. I actually feel bad for Adam Schefter and the amount of just sheer information that's, 1, 2, 3 right after each other, but it's interesting.
You know how much Adam Schefter make? I don't feel bad about nothing. This is your job. You know what they do to us?
People say the same thing about me and you at our jobs too.
Yeah. Hey, he getting paid substantially more. But with that being said, we're gonna start out with the Falcons. So first off, there's James Pierce Jr. news that's just not good. I don't know if you have the graphic for that.
No, it was gonna be too small to read. I'll give y'all a brief summation of what happened. First part is for all of you who's first time listener, thank you. Please like, follow, subscribe. Overall, Rickea Jackson, James Pierce Jr. were into a relationship for a very long time. Then they split up, and then there were quite a few events that happened. And I'm going to give you a brief timeline summation of these so that we can all be kind of on the same level of understanding. Apparently, November 24th, Pierce went to girlfriend's house, knocked on the door repeatedly. She wouldn't let him in. Pierce said he was over there about a $70,000 debt. That part nobody's ever said before.
Yes. I'll let you go. I read it all. I got a lot of read them all before. We'll come back to that one. Pin 1, $70,000 debt.
We'll put a pin in that. We'll come back to it. November 25th, 4 hours later, the woman called the police fearing that Pierce will return. She left home, checked into a hotel for her safety. Fast forward, January 13th, police warned Pierce to stay away from his ex-girlfriend's house. Hey, brother, whatever you believe she owed you or whatever was going on, I'm going to tell you this. It's one black man to another black man. When the police tell you to stay away,
you should stay away, dog.
It's time. Whatever it is, I have to speak to you in this way. You have to understand you wrong until proven otherwise. If you continue
say what up to Kev in the back, my bad.
What up though? But once the police tell you, hey, leave her alone, you actually should never have contact with that woman again. I will say that to all the men, black men specifically. At that point, y'all should find a mediator, intermediary. But the next step after the police have told you to leave her alone is jail.
Immediately.
Is jail. It is, and as we've seen from other cases, as we've seen from other cases, right or wrong, it's always jail. Best thing you can do is go to your respective corner and have somebody else at your position use your legal representation as your intermediary. So January 28th, January 28th, daytime police responded to a burglary in progress call. Witness said she saw Pierce leaving before officers arrived. Bro, you're now whatever you was doing, you shouldn't have been in her house. Then
how many more is it? Because we don't have to go through every single one, do we?
Wow.
We can just say it was a bunch of.
Well, I got you. Then she said that the door was damaged. She went back to a hotel. Domestic disturbance on February 1st. Then another one on 2nd where security guards saw her. And then February 7th, that's when the whole car crash, etc., happened. He's currently facing 5 felonies, 2 charges of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, which is the car, aggravated stalking, which is all these other prior incidences, fleeing and eluding the police where he tried to drive off, and aggravated battery of an officer where he apparently drove vehicle into the cop. 9 traffic citations and 1 misdemeanor. So that's 16 by my count. And Ricky Jackson is on record saying she's willing to testify.
Already testified. So that is a few things that have happened since they brought in multiple witnesses. The case will soon conclude once this was all released. So let's back up to the first thing. So basically what all of that said was he got arrested for aggravated stalking at first. Well, yeah, aggravated stalking. She called about being stalked all them times that Nora would just name. And then, of course, everything that happened on February 7th, where he tried to run her off the road and ran over, all of that stuff. So that's where all the charges come from. What was very, very interesting that they released now, and I wonder if that has to do, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if it has to do with the legal system of what they can and cannot release that's already been released, but I didn't know there was a $70,000 debt, alleged $70,000 debt. Now, that sounds like to me, with slight speculation, is that that's just money that you spent on her and then she broke up with you and you wanted it back. But or something of that nature.
I want to give you a little bit of pushback. I would rather not speculate until we know, because if we can speculate about that, then it kind of opens everything up to speculation. And I don't think that we would do that for any of the other parts of that. So at this point, let's let the legal proceeding do its best and let us find out. But
it sounds like to me, He is toast. I don't, and if he's not toast in the league, and I wanted to bring up a point that you brought up, if he's not toast in the league, he's definitely toast with the Falcons. Like they're good. They are. Arthur Blank has gone through now. Mike Vick, Calvin Ridley. I don't think he was the owner in '98, so I don't think he was here in '98.
Mike Vick?
He's not 98. No, Arthur Blank.
Okay, I can look while we keep.
I don't. If he was, then he was here with Eugene Wilson in the Super Bowl. With the solicited prostitution, all that stuff. So, he's. I don't foresee Arthur Blank keeping another. He probably went against what he was thinking about anyway to get JPJ with Terry Fontenot, and now that it's blown up in his face for again, this is just not going to happen.
2002 for Arthur Blank.
Okay, so he's definitely not going to get keep JPJ. It's a wrap for the Falcons, and honestly, it should be because and Terry, we've been advocating for you. We don't think you should have gotten fired. If this has been happening this long, and I'm sure with the way the NFL knows everything about you, right? All professional teams know everything. That means then you knew about it.
Irresponsible.
Allegedly.
Irresponsible.
Very much so.
Irresponsible. And no, and this is things that you have to know as the GM of a football team, and you watch these guys and you know all the rest of these things. And I'm not gonna say I'm sure, but I think it's highly likely that the police reached out like, hey, by the way, somebody knew.
Yeah, there's no way they didn't know. There's no way nobody knew. He got a record. You gotta report that to your job. That's
right.
They report that stuff.
Right.
They still a corporation.
Correct.
I think what it was, they were too. I mean, you're already on the hot seat, and
playing well. That's the other part.
You're already on the hot seat, and I'm talking about Terry and why they could possibly excused it or looked past it. You were already on the hot seat anyway, and you traded away a first round pick to get him, who already had issues in college that was highly noted, which is why he fell. And I just told y'all Arthur Blank don't really do character issues anymore. And you could somehow convince Arthur Blank to do character issues. Well, let me tell you.
And brother, I just have to say, $70,000 ain't worth your career. And it seems like
that signing bonus was millions of dollars.
I agree. Now, the other part about that is, if you say she owes you $70, I am intrigued to hear why she owes you $70,000.
I already gave you mine. I gave you why I feel.
I want to hear from him and from her. And I want to hear from both sides about that $70,000 because I will say, but this is the thing: if you really felt that way, you should have found her brothers and whooped they ass.
I don't know. She that tall? They ain't small. Well, I guess he ain't small either. But
right, yeah, like
gladiators.
One thing that I am not for: I do not believe in hitting women, but I will whoop your brother's ass for sure. So hey, send your daddy, send your brother, send your cousin, send your uncle. Somebody out here, we're gonna get peace out of confusion. But you, ma'am, not you.
What are you gonna do for? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't want you to.
No, you're good. You're good.
What do you think? You brought up a really good point that I want you to highlight. Do you think the league is going, after everything is said and done, you think they're going to get rid of him?
I don't know if the league. I don't think the league. It's a slippery slope because it depends on what he actually gets charged with. As we see, there will be the charges that they bring to you and what you actually get charged with are very different. Sharon Moore, Mel Tucker, etc. So it depends on what he actually gets charged with. Then it will be up to the league as to, I don't think that they'll just like outright ban him depending on what he did. But I think at the end of the day, this will be something where it'll get pled down. He probably won't do a lot of jail time, but it just will be a situation where most teams won't. It'll be like a kind of like Kaepernick, but different, where it's like, oh, we have this gentleman's agreement that nobody does anything with him because the risk is too high. Like I said in the group chat in pre-production, we've had basically 3 suicides from players in the last year. And if you add, that's a lot. It's awful and it's a lot. I don't want to speak this into existence, but if he does something and unfortunately, like Lacey, feels like you're out of options, this thing goes super bad. Like the worst case scenario ever in sports. A relationship between a WNBA player and NFL player just goes south, and nobody wants that. So, no, I think that most
it's
teams
already south. They don't want it to go where you talking about.
Yeah.
They already on the highway.
I'm talking about way below the equator, but that's the thing. I think that Goodell kind of tells them without telling them, don't you do that.
Yeah, I think that is something you got to think of, but ultimately at the end of the day, Arthur Blank has the final say so, and Goodell works for Blank. So it's
you're right. But Goodell I feel like this. I feel like Roger Goodell can make things happen. I know this isn't like a 1-to-1, but I believe that Goodell kind of called and made that call for Michael Sam to get drafted. Hey, we need to do this for the league. I think that those are the back channel conversations that's
definitely
but what I'm saying is I think that Goodell has the ability to back channel conversation and say, hey, either no to this or yes, you need to do this. This is above your team. This is something for the league. And I feel like he's going to tell those guys in a non-recorded conversation, hey, don't y'all sign him.
What do you mean, don't y'all sign him?
Because you're going to have to tell, because Jerry will sign him.
Oh, okay. So you're on the thing of they'll just have a gentleman's agreement to not sign. Yeah, that's what okay. We agree. Ain't nobody going to sign it. I think the whole thing of
you got to watch the Raiders and you got to watch the Cowboys, though.
Well, yeah, but the whole thing with the whole thing about the 3 players that had the unfortunate incidents is what I would get to, because for him to go through all of this is a very strong mental state. Whatever mental state he's in it with her. Mm-hmm. And he for all of those charges or all of those stalking requests to come over and over again, I mean, he was committed, like whatever it was, and he didn't care when the police told him stop, and he just kept coming over there.
Bro, I mean, at that Cowboys and Greg Hardy. State. Greg Hardy was the same way, wasn't he?
Yes, he beat the
He
put it. Yeah. So I mean, you got to figure out.
There's not there's a
they're not gonna sign him, but the thing I guess is like you just don't sign him, but he's still gonna play. No. We got to get past the legal part first. You're saying just a gentleman's agreement with all 32 teams, 32 owners don't sign him. That's fine, but then he's going to end up going to play somewhere in another league. But I agree with that. I definitely agree that he can't play. I just don't think he's gonna get cut by the Falcons immediately. Now, what it does contract wise, I don't know. Because you gave him a lot of money and he's a first round pick. That's like $5-6 million a year.
I think in that's where I don't know what back channel. Well, I don't know if the NFL owes you anything. I hate to say it, and they said it in all the pre-draft. He has this. You went ahead and rolled the dice.
You did.
Sometimes as the league, you got to show people if you're going to take these guys with potential character issues, this is the cautionary tale. You lose him, you pay him. I don't care.
Yeah. And now it's hard to justify Terry, right? Like, you got, like, if I was a consulting firm and I saw this, yeah, you got to go, big dog. You knew this was coming? Like, nah. So,
and that might be the overarching justification of really why he got fired more than anything, because once again, we still think you put together a hell of a roster. But if I knew that happened and that was your call to make, and we all have that call at work that you got to make and say, hey, when you put your name on this, you know what comes with this, good, bad, or indifferent. And when it was good, that was your name on the line. 10.5 sacks, it was your name on the line. 7 stalking calls, also your name on the line.
Name on the
right.
Emergency contact.
What you say all the time? You hitched your wagon.
Hit your wagon. Lord, and we said that. It was like a lot of this stuff could get you fired, and everything we said is gonna get you fired, got you fired. But with that being said, you know, T's and P's, everybody involved, of course. Right. We're gonna now move on. Speaking together, putting together a roster. We are now fully in the new regime. The new regime is making moves. We have let a bunch of people go. I think you got everybody that we signed. You got a lot of them. So we'll start out with the big signing of the day for the Falcons, I would assume. Yes, the big signing of the day for me anyway. The Falcons bring in Tua Tagovailoa from the Miami Dolphins. He was recently cut yesterday. Dolphins take a $99 million cap hit. He gets paid $53 million next year, 52 by the Dolphins, 1.3 by the Falcons. So the Falcons have now Tua Tagovailoa in the quarterback room to compete with Michael Penix. Thoughts?
First thing I'm going to ask y'all to do is relax. Everybody who I've talked to has been upset, has hated this, has strongly disliked this, thinks the Falcons are idiots, all of the above, myself momentarily included. But like most big things, best thing you can do is take one step back, breathe, and then assess the situation. In hindsight, especially the number you just gave me, I wish we had signed him to 3 years. Tua signed to a $1.13 million contract with the Atlanta Falcons. This is the absolute best backup quarterback you can get for the cheapest price you can get a quarterback. There will be no quarterbacks that sign for $1.13 million that you think can successfully and reasonably start even for a small portion of the season.
Yeah. I was on the same thing at first because I didn't know the money situation. I knew he got cut. But when it came to them doubling down with Penix, this shows me that they now don't feel, what am I trying to say? This shows me that they weren't BSing by saying they were committed to Michael Penix.
Correct.
This shows, as the jokes that came into the group chat, you said was, if there's one person I don't fear that's going to play 17 games in a season, it is Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah. And you're getting him for $1.3 million. To get him for $1.3 million, and he's a better, I mean, he's built like Dylan Gabriel. He's really decent, pretty good when he's healthy.
When healthy, but he's also a good football player. I feel confident in saying that.
He makes errant throws every now and then. But I mean, he came in there and cut our ass. But what this is for him, and why I like it for the Falcons, is you use this as your Baker year. You are going to, when Baker went to the Rams, right? I don't think this is the same as Baker going to the Panthers, even though it could be. When Baker went to the Rams, he was the backup, and he came in and led that 2-minute drive, winning court and won I think he won 2 games, and that revived his career. I think this is the same thing that can happen with Tua. Tua at least pushes Michael Penix, if not starts over him if Penix isn't ready. And one thing Tua can do in the offense where they want you to throw the ball to a spot is throw the ball to a spot. He can do it. And of course, we're gonna rely on Bijan and Tua with a decent. Now, I am interested in what we do after this, and we'll talk about it. But I'm not against this as long as we don't fool ourselves into committing to him past this year.
Let me tell you, number one, you're gonna be able to pressure test your offensive line. If they don't protect him, close your eyes. That's the only thing I can tell you.
Run to a run.
Right. If it's not safe, Michael Penix, let me tell you. He the first fireman through the door. He gonna tell you.
That boy said Tua the crash dummy. Put that note.
Right.
We're gonna have Tua as the crash dummy.
Right. And I want to familiarize with you guys with some people who are getting paid around the NFL who play quarterback, and then you'll understand why the $1.13 million is such a deal. Chris Aludicon, 1.8. Jake Browning, 1.9. Garrett Green, 1.9. Max Brosmer, 2.9. Tanner McKee, $4 million.
Tanner McKee.
Sam Howell, $4 million. Sam Hartman, $2 million. Joe Milton, $4 million. Quinn Ewers, $4 million. Curtis Rourke, $4 million. Aiden O'Connell, $4 million.
Scott, a lot of people we don't know.
Spencer Rattler, $4.3 million. Riley Leonard, $4.3 million. And we're getting these guys. Stetson Bennett, $4.5 million. We're saving $3 million, and all of these guys. Oh, hold on, I got one here for you that's real good. Desmond Ridder getting paid $1 million more than Tua Tagovailoa by the Atlanta Falcons. We'll take it.
It's not bad, man. I am, like I said, I'm interested. He should be throwing the ball to Drake. We did allow a few players to go. We released Kadero Hodge. We released Darnell Mooney. I think we released somebody else. We had a few other releases, but we then I was going receivers, but that's fine. We released Tyler out. Well, yeah, we released Tyler Algier. He, of course, went and signed for 2 years, $12 million to the Arizona Cardinals, which is a very interesting signing. He left to try to be the main running back, is from what everybody said. 2 years, $12 million, and you go be where they already have. They just restructured Connor, and then they also have 2 other backs there that played last year as well with Benson. I forgot the third guy. So that's still a relatively crowded backfield. Now you would assume he's probably one of the better ones, if not the best one there. So,
that is. Hey, James Conner, your restructure. You had 2 options: go somewhere else, or give us some of that money back. We're gonna pay this guy $6 million, and I think that was a very. I can't be mad at him going somewhere where he can be the man, and you getting your money. I don't know if we was gonna pay $6 million for a backup running back. I'm crazy because I would have done it because I think he's worth it, but I also understand it. And also, if at the age of 27, it's not working out in Arizona, we'd love to have you back.
Yeah, I just know he's going to get more than 8 carries or 5 carries a game in Arizona.
Right.
And I think he should quickly establish himself as the best back there pretty quickly. I think everybody else is good with stuff out of the backfield. But I'm interested to see who we sign to replace him. Because, unless we just going to give Bijan the ball every time, which I
think that there are a decent amount of running backs that are available. I think that was one of the more unfortunate parts is, there are just other guys we can get other than than you that not gonna cost $6 million a year.
Yeah.
And it's a gang of running backs, it's a gang of wide receivers. If you don't want it, then I mean, if you're not gonna take, then we gotta go somewhere else. And I sometimes it financially just don't make sense for the team or the player, and that just seems like what it is. I think that he would have. I'm sure he would rather be in Atlanta than Arizona, but paycheck says I gotta get my money, and you gotta get it when you can.
Yep. So we also made 2 signings. I told you we released Mooney and Cardero Hodge. So we signed Jahan Dotson and Olamide Zaccheaus, which was the Dotson signing. I guess we'll talk that first. It was a 2-year deal, basically a similar contract to Mooney. Actually, no, I think Mooney was getting paid $15 million. I think this one is 2 years, 15 total.
Correct,
But
10 guaranteed.
But with this, signing both of them, I think 5'11" and 5'8". I think they're really good slot receivers. Not even really good. I think they'd be decent slot receivers, both of them. But I don't see either one of them being wide receiver 2. This doesn't change any draft strategy for me. I thought we would have signed somebody else at wide receiver, unless you're just going to play them out there and then use Kyle Pitts as basically the end-all be-all at the Z and keep Drake at the X, which is what Stefanski likes to do. He doesn't like to motion Drake, so doesn't like to motion the X, I should say. Yeah, this doesn't move the needle to me. Neither one of them.
Yeah, Zaccheaus seems like a Matty Ice pick for sure. Dotson, I want to see more, but he doesn't have enough proven production. This means that you got to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows that he's going to be better than advertised. And he did come from a situation where you can look at it 2 different ways. He was with the Eagles. That means A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith were getting the lion's share, and Saquon. And who do they got at tight end?
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, at Goddard at tight end. So could be that is he actually better than advertised, just wasn't given a lot of targets? Possibly.
I mean, he was in Washington before that, though. And they traded him.
Who did Washington have at quarterback then? No and body.
Who's the quarterback? I'm saying, now? Oh, yeah. Jay Daniels.
I'm saying that you gotta. This has to be. I have good information that this guy is actually good. He's just been in bad situations where he hasn't been able to show, and that's happened before. But if you just took this guy and he's not that good, then it's on you. But I mean, we still got guys like, Debo is available. Christian Kirk is going to be available.
Short dudes.
Hopkins is available. Keenan Allen. What else is here? Zay Jones, if you're interested in that. Mechie, if you're interested in that. Sky Moore, if you're interested in. Not according to Spot Rack, but we shall see. I know they're updating stuff. Curtis Samuel is available. I know he's a little older. Like there are things out there, especially Marquez Vanda MVS. If you're interested in that.
Valdez Scantling.
Yeah. What else? That's really about it, but so we're gonna see. That's the only thing I can say. I don't like a lot of what's out there either, but it kind of is. Now, Zaccheaus, I think he's a known commodity. He's been a Falcon.
Well, Zaccheaus is a known commodity to Matt, but remember he was a Bear, so he's known to Ian Cunningham as well.
Fair point.
And Zaccheaus' issue when he was with us, he was always a really good route runner. He just dropped the ball a lot. So now, and he didn't get, I wouldn't say a lot, he just didn't get a lot of opportunities, and he dropped the ball when he got the opportunities. Now he's shored up his hands. Now he's the one that I could see battling with Dotson for the number 3 spot for sure. And I think he has a little bit of special teams value as well. So I'm not mad at either
You're
one
right.
of those, but I feel like these are setup moves for something else. I need something else other than Zacchaeus and Dotson. Unless you're gonna play Pitts at the Y a lot, which makes sense because you signed.
Well, you need
No, it doesn't.
another running back there because you need to put Saquon. I mean, not Saquon. You need to put Bijan in the slot if you're gonna do this. You need
Yeah,
something
something.
else.
And then especially when you doesn't seem like you're gonna sign Warner back and you bring in Hooper. So
This is another
what
Matty
do you
Ice
feel
question.
about Hooper? That's another Matty Ice thing. And he played in Cleveland. He's known with Stefanski. But
I will say we've had a pretty good run of tight end twos. All the tight end twos we've taken somehow have been pretty good. Better than average. Werner, Jonnu Smith. I think the one position we do a pretty good job of taking care of is tight end number 2. That I think that says a lot about our organization. That's where we specialize in flourishing is tight end 2. But I feel
and punters.
Right. And I think that maybe that's just our niche. We are going to know when and what to do to bring in a tight end. I mean, I don't know, man. We got way bigger fish to fry to me. That's really the answer. We worry about tight end twos and not worry about replacing that defensive end, getting a big defensive tackle, getting another cornerback, wide receivers, all of these other things. To me, this is not where I would be focusing my time. And that does concern me. That is where I think that me and Reggie both have some concern. It's like, bro, there are other things that I think that you should be doing.
I mean, we signed a punter, Jake Bailey from the Dolphins. Why did we sign him? Didn't we bring in the Dolphins special team guy as the assistant, as the special teams coach or something like that? And I don't know why you replaced Bradley Pinion. He is a Pro Bowl level punter, but you bring in guys you're familiar with, and we pay him $3 million a year. We pay him more than we pay Tua. Jake Bailey is his name, coming from the same organization. Again, I don't know. Does no needle moving, and then I don't know who this guy is. Who's he?
Nick Folk.
Nick Folk. He looks old. Like Nick Folk is 42. Like, and the dude that we had that was here with the OCD was pretty good.
Right.
He was pretty good.
My thing is the only way that I can believe that this makes sense. If these are the Dolphins punting a lot and the Titans kicked a lot of field goals because not very good. So these guys have had the reps. I still don't love it. I don't think that any of this is making this. It's like we're just picking guys to fill a roster, not to actually make this team any better. And that is frustrating.
Cam Thomas, another one that we signed a defensive end, another 1 year deal, 1 or 2 year deal. Came from Cleveland by way of Arizona, by way of everybody we're signing, and he's a defensive end. He's a pretty good run stopping defensive end, if I'm not mistaken.
You think they move him to tackle?
We don't need him at tackle. We got like 4 people at. Well, he may replace. You may move him at tackle because you have lost David Onyemata to the Jets. So, yes, he may move to tackle, and it would keep you as an attacking defensive line. But if you were to do that, then you need to draft a defensive tackle, which I am convinced that we're going to draft a run stuffing defensive tackle. And this move just makes me think we're going to do it.
6'4", 265.
Yeah, no. You can't. No, that's a 5 technique. 5 technique. So,
that's not
less athleticism. It is though.
My AirPod doing that, man.
But there were now who I don't know who this is. Oh, Coach of the Year. Never mind. All right. Well, turn lights. Turn. All right. But with the Falcons, there were some other moves too. A couple other ones that we don't have the graphic for, but we'll talk like Christian Harris, and Elijah Garcia. I do like the Christian Harris pickup. Christian Harris is a linebacker from Alabama that was drafted by the Texans and had like a really good year as a rookie year. He was the same draft class, I believe, as Dameon Pierce. And then they both got hurt because he was good at linebacker and Pierce was good at running back. And he got hurt, and it was hard for him to win his job back once you get hurt 2 years in a row. So they signed the Falcons. He's only 25 years old. He's 6'2", 240. He can move. He's a really good linebacker when he's healthy, and they could probably pair him with Divine Diablo. We were wondering what they were going to do at linebacker. We were linked to Tremaine Edmonds. We were linked to all these other linebackers, but there's no way we're going to pay $15 million to somebody. This tells me that Caden might be out of there. Or you sign Caden Ellis back as a defensive end only to replace JPJ.
That JPJ really puts us in a bind.
Yeah, because we only got 5 picks, and the only good defensive ends that I've seen are the dude from Texas Tech. He gonna go like 4. So we're not gonna make it up.
Don't worry about it. But you think the linebacker from Texas Tech will be there? But he's also an inside linebacker, ain't he?
Yeah, he's 6'1". No, we don't need him. Well, I mean, we do, but
that spot's
this is definitely we are trying to get from up under Kirk Cousins' contract. I think we're trying to get to the reset. This is the reset year for them, which is frustrating because you got to pay Drake.
Stay resetting some shit, boy.
I mean, that's what happens when you're not good. You reset a lot. And now we the Cleveland Falcons or the Atlanta Browns, whatever you want to call us, because we recycling. That's the part that I don't like. And it's frustrating is that we're recycling players. Whole lot of players out there.
Recycling from out of the trash bin, though. Not even recycling like we didn't go into a really nice neighborhood and say, ooh, I like this. I wonder if I can get this. It's this here? This bin that nobody else wants. I guess we'll take that. That I don't think is good for our organization, and I don't think that sends necessarily a great message. To be personally honest with you.
With that being said, there were a bunch of other signings in the NFL. Mike Evans leaves Tampa Bay, goes to San Francisco. Immediately upgrades that roster. I think he's better than Juwan Jennings.
I think that there are a couple things with that. I think that Tampa Bay, unfortunately, sent him packing.
Yeah, you old.
You old. We got Abuka. We got Godwin. We got Tez. We got to try to make this team younger.
Nessa, what up?
We ain't gonna pay you. And then I think that the 49ers are in a very precarious situation because everybody on their team is hurt. Brock Purdy, hurt last season. Christian McCaffrey, he gonna be as hurt as long as he play in the NFL. Ricky Pearsall was hurt last season. Then he had other injuries after that. Who was the tight end? What's his name? Didn't he have an ACL?
George Kittle. He out. Achilles. He's out for the rest of the year. He's out this year.
And then Mike Evans. Like it looks really good if you're playing Madden, but if you have to actually put together a roster and play football and make sure that all these guys are healthy, and then they talking about Trent might be out of there too because of the cost of everybody else.
Y'all better relocate that power station. Y'all better get that out of there. You can't have age and conspiracy mixed together. That ain't gonna work. I'm interested to see what the Bucks do. While they do have Emeka Egbuka, they have Tez White. They just signed a running back.
Kenneth Gainwell, and that is scary to me because you pair him with Bucky Irving, and we are like, what? the hell are we supposed to do with that?
I don't think that's an upgrade over Rashad White. I think it's just cheaper than Rashad White. Rashad White is really good. I would love Rashad White here at the Falcons. Sign him. Let him be number 2 behind Bijan.
But what I'm saying is, if you can get Gamewell is still is good, and you can get cheaper. Yeah, that's a problem for us.
Yeah, him getting cheaper is the big deal. I don't think that's a good signing. For me, the best signing was Etienne for running back was Etienne to the Saints. And you pair him with Juwan Johnson, and then
they say Alvin Kamara might retire.
I was about to say Alvin Kamara's out of there. Chris Olave is who I'm thinking of, and then you had the quarterback that improved all through last year. Show.
Yeah.
So
4 years, $52 million.
You have the basis of an offense, and they have a really good offensive tackle too from Texas.
Yep,
he just got whooped by JPJ, but you ain't got to worry about him no more. So it's like the same. I didn't mean that. I should have.
Self-inflicted quick scope is crazy.
Oh man, let's get out of there. But so I think the Saints they got a quarterback, they got a wide receiver, they have a tight end, and they have a running back now.
Yeah, and you probably go back and get you another wide receiver, and you're in the game.
And now you there with their new head coach that came from the Eagles, Kellen Moore. Now you really got something to play with. Now you have 4. If you draft like a Chris Bell or a Zachariah Branch, somebody either a big wide receiver or somebody that's really fast, man, be a long day for the Falcons next year. Long day. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Praying. I'm stressed, man. I wish we were more active. I wish we were taking bigger swings. I don't. Everything about all of this offseason says large levels of fear and conservatism. Like the coach, everything is way too conservative for me, and that makes me very unhappy. It's like we're playing Falcon ball. We're playing to lose already. I don't like that.
Yep. Other news: Travis Kelce returns. $12
million
to the Chiefs. $12 million. Cool. But they also signed Kenneth Walker III, who's the MVP of the Super Bowl. Which is what they need at a running back. That's a pretty good signing. I thought they were going to go after Algier. I thought Algier would have been cheaper, but
I think Gainwell's going to be cheaper. I mean, not Gainwell. Kenneth Walker Jr. is going to be cheaper than $6 million a year. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I think that the
Kenneth Walker III is going to be.
You're after Algier? I kind of thought about it. I gotta look. I want to look right now. But the other part is
$45 million, $15 million, 28 guaranteed.
Yeah, you should have took Algier. Yeah, you should have took Algier. I don't think that people know that Algier can actually catch the ball pretty decently. And I think that all they see is him be physical and run people over. They don't know that he has, from what I've seen, decent hands. He's never fumbled the ball ever.
He's going to assert himself in Arizona, and it's not going to matter. But it is what it is. Malik Willis to Miami. I don't think anybody had that happening. And it was really right in front of our noses.
Correct.
It was right there. The coach, the GM, everybody went.
So you have John Eric Sullivan, who was the VP of player personnel, is now the Dolphins GM. You have Jeff Hafley, who was the defensive coordinator. He is now the Dolphins head coach. And you have Malik Willis, who was the Packers backup quarterback, is now the starting quarterback. They literally just moved from Green Bay to Miami. Well played.
Yep. The Panthers will stay in our division. They signed Devin Lloyd, which is just absolutely terrifying for that defense. Now all of a sudden he can just run free with those two defensive tackles they have. 3 years, $45 million. With some other Alec Pierce signs back with the Colts, while Michael Pittman signs with the Steelers.
Let's get to these heavy hitters, man. Crosby to the Ravens.
Max Crosby to the Ravens in a very, very good move. Very good move. They needed a defensive end. They have been lacking in pass rush. Went and got one. Now they gave up 2 firsts. Gave up 2026, 2027 first. But
I don't know if I would have given 2 firsts.
Really?
2 firsts is a lot. 1 first for sure. There's nobody in this draft who you can draft who will be as good as Max Crosby in this upcoming season. The second first is where you're like, oh, that should have been a second, maybe third rounder. I want a little bit more risk. First rounders, you trick off a first rounder, it's a lot. It's a lot of you.
I think this, yeah, it is. The second first rounder is a heavy price, but Max Crosby is proven. 1 and 2. This does allow you with everything else to now go and focus. Hopefully, go and focus on offense, especially now that you brought in the new regime. You got in the new offensive coordinator that's he's younger than Lamar. Hopefully, the Ravens go and try to get a wide receiver, a young wide receiver, a good wide receiver, especially to pair with Zay Flowers,
especially after losing.
Oh yeah,
tied out, yes, to the Giants, and at $13 million. I still would have rather paid him $13 million for 3 years than franchise tag Kyle Pitts for this year. Just my personal opinion. David Montgomery to the Texans. I think that was a smooth pickup for the Texans, who are trying to find a way to keep competitive and keep playing aggressively and stay in the funnel.
Wide receiver, running back guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna play running back. They cut Joe Mixon, and they're not bringing back Chubb because Chubb leg just ain't there.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, and I don't think there's really a lot of running backs in this draft. You ain't gonna get Jeremiah Love, so
you for sure not.
You could have signed, man. You could have signed Algier.
I mean, sure. I think that David Montgomery might be better than Algier, though.
Not at running back. He might be better at being like an all-purpose player. He ain't better at running back. And then the Cowboys made a swap. They got Rashawn Gary. They traded for Rashawn Gary for the Packers, and for a 7th round pick. So now they have Rashawn Gary, and the Packers have Micah Parsons.
And the Packers also have Zaire Franklin, traded from the Colts.
They needed that because they lost Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, Eric Stokes, and Tyler Lindenbaum on offense, all signed with the Raiders. The Raiders had a crap ton of players. I forgot about Jalen Naylor, Kwity Paye, who came from the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. Malcolm Kuntz, who they re-signed for the Raiders, which was a good one. They got a lot younger. And like you said, I've noticed with all of these contracts, 2-3 years, 1 to 3. We're not seeing no 4 or 5 year contracts.
Oh, no. And I want y'all to understand, when you see 3 years, think 2 years.
2.
Because, all right, you get this year, next year, and then, we'll do whatever we got to do. And a lot of times the money just don't be guaranteed. By the time you get to year 3, it ain't nothing there anyway. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at this. The Raiders spent a bunch of money today, and the Jets spent a bunch of money today. Breece Hall said it's very interesting that y'all didn't have money for me, but it seems like everybody else got paid. So that should be a very interesting situation going forward. But overall, free agency has started with a swing, but there are still some things out there that I find, at least for me personally, very interesting. Number one, 49ers still have Mac Jones on the roster because the contract is 2 years. he seems to be an asset that a team that spent a bunch of money, has a bunch of players that they are hoping to be healthy. They should be trying to trade Mac Jones for a draft pick. I would be. Teams need quarterbacks. He's definitely, now that Malik has signed with the Dolphins, he's the highest quarterback commodity I can assume right now. The other thing that I don't think that people have paid attention to is Stephon Diggs is available at wide receiver. This is after coming off a trip to the Super Bowl. So, and he had a very solid season. I think that he's worth about $15-20 million a year.
Well, they're gonna figure out what that legal situation, how that play out before you see him get signed.
His legal situation, I think, I'm not exactly familiar. This is with the chef and the girl chef. Where he
assault the chef.
Oh, I thought he owed the chef. I thought he just didn't pay her out. I didn't know there was an assault wrapped into that. And that changes things. That is.
Yeah, let me make sure. That's a heavy thing to say.
Yeah.
Misdemeanors. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, then, you're right.
They waited till after the season, and they came and got you. Like, all right,
you gotta wait till that happens, and you got to see how long, if anything does come, how many games he's suspended. So yeah, that's surely a waiting game. That also probably reduces your price. But
oh yeah, man, there was a whole lot of different other signings too, but we don't have to get into all of those. A couple of them.
It's so many.
129 to be exact.
Oh yeah,
129. I don't care about Kenny Pickett. Eagles lose Reed Blankenship.
I feel like the Eagles
then goes to the Texans.
They finally kind of got that point where they start losing players. Because I feel at one point they just collected every Infinity Stone, and now people kind of N'Kobe Dean gone. What's your boy Reed gone? What's the defensive tackle who they say might be out for Trae? Jalen Carter might be out of there. Now I will tell you, this recontextualizes Jalen Carter versus Bijan Robinson. Because we are surely going to re-sign Bijan, and potentially Jalen Carter could be out the door.
Well, I mean, everything that you kind of got with the character thing again has kind of played out while he's at the Eagles. So
right,
it's just a lot, man. Josh Williams was a sneaky signing from the Chiefs going to the Titans. Fayetteville State University. I would have loved for him to come to the Falcons because he's a 6'3" corner.
There's something over there between the Chiefs and the Titans, because ain't that where L'Jarius Sneed went to?
Mm-hmm. I think the Chiefs are punting. Personally, I think they're punting. This is going to be Travis Kelce's. They traded McDuffie, and now they traded Josh Williams. Who else? I mean, unless they're going to draft all the corners in the draft.
Don't they always do it every year? As soon as every time they get them, shout out to Thomas Wood, Titans fan, supporter, all of the above, and pod supporter. I think that's just their thing. They get them to bout value, move them, and if you can continuously create and identify cornerbacks, if you got a good cornerback scout and you got a good development plan, then yeah, that's kind of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get an asset to its peak value and flip it
the Patriot way.
Correct.
That's the Patriot way.
Right.
But man, y'all pray for my Falcons, our Falcons. This was day one of free agency. I think this is a 3-day period, 2 or 3 day period. So I mean, it's still a lot of players out there. And then we got the draft. Some more content coming for that soon. Man, this was a crazy. Sports ain't never going away. They're gonna figure out to make sports every month of the year. Each sport is gonna fight to have relevance every month.
Right. You see, the girls got unrivaled. They got WNBA, and unrivaled. Baseball got regular season, World Baseball Championship. You ain't ducking nothing. You getting it. You gonna get it every way you can.
If it wasn't for the Orange Man, they'd have flag football going on in Saudi Arabia. But that's over with. So
they should not have had that. They should have learned from the comedians. But
with that being said, y'all, we come to the end of the football segment. We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna get me a little yamin, and then we'll be back to talk about basketball. Or really just the Hawks.
Yeah, this is gonna be just Hawks because everything revolves around the Hawks. I have some interesting things to say about the NBA as I have told y'all we are in the playoffs as we delve deeper into the playoffs, and then of course it's still fuck Luke Kornet. With that being said, we're going to take a very short break here, and we will be right back. Like, follow, subscribe. Come on, do it for the kid.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 222. The 222 of the Splash Cast Monday Night Raw.
222 episode.
That boy Norwood is in. Talk about me.
hey, Luke, you can't run from me, brother. We're going to find you.
We back with our basketball segment of episode 222 of the Splash Cast. We got a few things we're going to talk about. We'll talk about the Hawks, man. We're going to talk about some playoff basketball happening as well. But before, I guess that's why this is just a sign that we didn't need to talk about this first one. Truth.
Well, I may be blurry, but one thing for sure, it's crystal clear. Todd Golden is the SEC Coach of the Year. Your Florida Gators, your reigning champion Florida Gators, are back. We are in the top 5. I think we're 4th in the country right now. We're finding a way to get it done consistently. I'm excited about all of this, and it would really be nice to have another back-to-back championship. I can't even lie.
No, when you don't.
I don't what?
You don't care about no men's basketball ever. Trashed it for 3 years straight when his team was terrible, and then when they come back and win a champion, now it's so great. It's nice.
I don't care about none of y'all teams. I hate college basketball, but I do like my team. You damn right. Damn right.
No, I see. It's just blurred with.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Flodge. That's what it is. But hey, man, on some real stuff, man. Shout out to Todd Golden. Figuring out how to navigate a new era in sports is very, very difficult to do, and I don't think we get to see it a lot. So to be able to do that and navigate NIL, and I will say I do like Florida Center, the 6'11" dude that's 250 pounds.
Defensive play, SEC Defensive Player of the Year, correct. And
draft him.
Hall is good. I mean, we started out this.
No, we don't care about the rest of them.
Whoa. Put some respect. Second team All SEC. What I do like about Todd Golden is he is kind of the ushering in the new era of NIL coaches and being successful. We have had a changing of the guard very similar to college football, where the old guys have gotten out of the way and gave space for these new guys to be coaches and do things differently. And he seems to be leading that. And especially, we started out the season looking crazy. So to go from looking crazy to now where we're potentially, a 1 seed or a 2 seed going into March Madness, I am highly excited. And also, let's just be real. You're getting really close to Billy D era. Like, you win back-to-back championships. They can't put your name on the floor because it's already Billy D's, but it's somewhere, something.
I could truly care less. But shout out to you. I have no analysis.
Georgia, ain't nothing to analyze about. But I did hear that Georgia basketball is going to make the tournament this year. Apparently,
they're not bad. 22-8. They're not bad. They just
they've been off the grid for 100 years.
They're not Edwards and all of them. They made the tournament with them, but
they weren't like
mid.
They
mid. They mid. But with that being said, we can move on to the Hawks. If you can fix your camera, let's see.
I'm going to continue to rock with whatever I got until my camera comes. The Chinese weather balloons will not stop me. Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller Records, baby. We gonna get down. We played 2 games. I know that sounds crazy. We've had quite an opportunity to get some rest over these past couple weeks, which is great because we started the season so aggressively with games and being everywhere. Now we get a bunch of home games, and we get what I've been calling some practices from teams that have not been great. First one, Kev, don't attack me. Philly. Jalen Johnson, 35 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 24 points, 6 assists, 4 3-pointers made. Overall, the 76ers did not have their greatest roster available. I think Embiid is hurt. PG is out for the PEDs. VJ Edgecombe was injured. And unfortunately, in the very last minute of the game,
16 seconds left, 16.2 to be exact,
Tyrese Maxey and I think Bona crashed into each other, which is number one. It was just bad to see player put a move on somebody, and then these two guys do the old Cartoon Network right into each other. But you could tell almost immediately that that Maxey was seriously hurt. I don't think that they say his. I think it was his pinky finger. They don't say pinky finger; they say 5th finger, which it depends on.
Yeah, it was his pinky, sprained pinky.
Yeah, but no fracture, but should be out for at least a couple games. I'd never want a player injured, but as we are 1.5 games behind the 76ers, I appreciate that they may not be at full strength.
I'm happy for your misfortune.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to say that without being a dick. It's not like I'm not like, yeah, I'm happy your team is hurt, but if y'all could lose a couple games right now, it would be nice. I mean,
they lost tonight.
The 76ers currently are 34-30, and the Atlanta Hawks are 33-31. We just beat them. They didn't have the roster to beat us. Then after that, we got even more injury luck. And we were able to play the Blazers without their best player, Deni Avdija. And as you see
No
here,
Shaden Sharp either.
yes, a Kung Wu 25, 10, and 6 assists, 7 3-pointers made. This is the one thing that always will help us with the Blazers is Klingon is not a very good perimeter defender. He is a drop center, and a Kung Wu has a shot. And if you're not going to step out there, he can't hit the open three, and he showed that. Jonathan Kuminga, another excellent game, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 and 10 field goals. CJ McCollum, 19 points, 5 assists, 2 3-pointers made. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 15 points, 4 assists. Dyson Daniels, this is the Dyson Daniels game. 12 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and Jock Landale, 14 points. We got 6 in a row, 6 wins in a row. I will say I try to be pretty level-headed about stuff like this. These are games that we should have won, but we haven't played a lot of real competition. But we played a lot of competition early, and y'all know what I say. If the numbers swing one way, they eventually got to swing back the other way. We're just on the other side of that right now.
Yeah, so before you move on, so I can
you gotta stop me because I get to running.
Yeah, you about to run through the whole show. For the Philly game was cool. I was a bit frustrated because they didn't have anybody, and we were letting Kelly Oubre. It had 24 points. Quentin Grimes went 9 of 15 for 26 points, and Maxey had 31. They just didn't have anybody else. Shout out to you, Jalen, because Jalen, what he does with I guess you took the gravity down. What he does with Don Barlow every time they play, I don't know if it's friendly smoke or I really don't like you smoke, but he gonna give you smoke every time that they play, bro. And they play hard against each other.
He knows he's better than him. He just knows it, bro. I saw you. You know how when you play against somebody who you know, bro, you cannot do nothing with me.
And Barlow plays tough. Like he plays tough against him. Tonight that night wasn't his night. But what I was happy to see about this game was our defense. Our defense locked down in the second half. Philly scored 40 points in the first quarter. And I was like, hey man, we can't allow 40 points to Philly with only Maxey. Only Maxey? I said we can't do that. And then they only scored 86 points the rest of the game. So our defense played really well. Kuminga, if he could just stay healthy, he is a game changer for us. Him and Zachary Ricochet off the bench play really well.
I think they're trying to pace him for the playoffs. I think that's wise too.
Yeah, I could believe it. I think if we were the playoffs, he would have played.
Absolutely.
I will say I do not want to see Philly in the play-in though. That is a team, if they get healthy, even though they old, besides Maxey and VJ, but Embiid is old in mileage, and then Paul George is old. Like they could still get hot. They could get hot for a series or two.
If I could see people, and I hate to do this because this always never works out right, but of the available people to see, I think we have a good understanding of how to beat the Sixers, especially if they're going to play Embiid. Our speed is going to kill them. The only way what scares me is if they just started drumming. If they just started drumming at the 5. I understand that Embiid is a better basketball player. Drummond is way more problematic of a basketball player for us than Embiid is. He's just way too big. He's way too strong. And Quinn refuses to play Coloco. So we just get crushed in the paint. Outside of that, though, Maxey, I think eventually he'll be fine. He'll play through it. I don't know VJ's injury. And Paul George should be fresh because he hasn't played in 25 games. But out of all the other teams, they seem the least organized and have the least amount of chemistry. I don't want to deal with the Hornets. I don't want to deal with the Magic. I don't want to deal with Orlando. I am just godly afraid of the Raptors because they just match up and beat us. So if I had to pick my poison, Sixers are probably the only team that I would be interested in. It's just harsh reality. If you got to pick somebody, they will be the guy who I'll be like, hey, man, step over here in the grass. Let's get it. I also forgot we missed this the Bucks game on the 4th. In summation, it was a tie ball game. Nope, the Bucks were actually up at half, and then they put Jalen Johnson on Giannis and cut his water off.
Put Dyson Daniels on
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. You're right. And just cut Giannis's water off. This has always been the issue with the Bucks, is just not really a good enough team. Kuzma has 16, but that was really it. I don't know why they went away from Bobby Portis. He's always been a very big issue to the Atlanta Hawks because we don't really have a guy tough enough to just give Bobby the smoke that he can give out. This is also a really big game for the Milwaukee Bucks because I think this ends their season. They are at 0.2% to even make the playoffs at this point. And I think that specifically with Giannis having that non-contact injury about a month ago, I don't know how long you continue to play him knowing that your future
down. They didn't trade him or nothing.
Right. Your future rests in his hands. You need him to be healthy. If you have basically been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, there's no reason to continue to play him, because if an injury happens, then you know what you are for who knows how long.
Yeah, this game was fun. It was fun to watch after the first quarter, because after the first quarter, the Bucks, another slow start with Quinn, 38 points, 38 to 25. We allowed 38 points in the first quarter. We allowed 42 points in the second half. We allowed 38 points in the first quarter. We allowed 42 points in the second half.
We scored 41 in the second quarter.
Our defense has been playing well. That scoring 41 in the second quarter broke Milwaukee, because they were supposed to be able to run away with it. And when they didn't, and I think we ended up getting it down to 7 when they were up at some points, they were up by like 18, 19. And we outscored them a lot to a little. We outscored them by 20-something points in the second half. And we won by 18.
Another 18 from CJ McCollum. 23 from
CJ. I ain't gonna lie, he looks good in the starting lineup as long as he does not handle the ball. He looks good in the starting lineup, but please take him out of the game at the end of the quarter. Yeah. Please, God, do that. 2 minutes left, put him on the bench.
Well, I mean, he had 8 assists and 1 turnover. I'll take that. I'll take that every time. It's very refreshing to not having a centralized facilitator makes it more difficult for defenses to key in on one guy and cut our entire offense off.
Yeah, Dyson had 14 and 10.
Right. And also Dyson Daniels being able to out rebound Jaren Jackson Jr. is embarrassing.
Ricochet, 12 points, 4 of 7 from 3. Got off the schneid. Ricochet looks like he's embracing coming off the bench, which I like.
I really like this team. I will say I'm starting to be concerned about CJ McCollum re-signing in Atlanta. If he can continue to average his 18 points a night, I could very well see him going to a higher contender. Yeah, like a genuine contender, and taking a pay cut. He's rich. He's made a ton of money. I could go somewhere else.
Off the bench. Him at the Lakers.
Cleveland.
The bench, they need it.
Cleveland.
New York.
Better than I'm staying in the East. I ain't getting over into the West now.
Yeah.
I'm not getting over there into that, but very well New York, or even the Pistons. They ain't spent a whole lot of money. We just saw Karis LeVert do that.
Yeah, I got out of there for CJ.
Right. That is a genuine concern of mine. Otherwise, I also get really pissed when we get beat in the paint and Quinn refuses to go to Coloco. That drives me crazy. It pisses me off. We'll get just destroyed in the paint. It's like, hey, as good as Landale is at spacing the floor, 2 or 3 from 3, sometimes you got to get stopped. And it's like Quinn just doesn't, but like he's going to commit to what he got and just hope it works for the best instead of putting the guy with the 9'7" reach in the middle and saying, hey, shoot over him.
Well, it's you got. I look at that as you got to be careful what you wish for. We have been begging Quinn when we need a defensive stop to put in Muhammad Gay every time.
He's done a better job.
What he has done the last 5 games, 6 games in win streak, whenever somebody gets going crazy, Muhammad Gay be coming in with 5 minutes left in the first quarter now. And I was like, well, and he just running up and down the court, being fast, being physical. So we asked for him to get more minutes. Yeah, I mean, ain't many more minutes you can give.
No. You can take Landale 16 minutes. If we're getting pounded in the paint, he ain't stopping it. He ain't.
Nah. He can't
and you have to say, okay, I forgot who we gave up 66 points in the paint to. Stop that shit. Coloco, just stand up. You can and foul all you want to if you got to. I just don't want. It's the NBA. If you let guys get into a rhythm, they're gonna cut your ass. Everybody out there, all 400 of those players, even the guys who we think are terrible, they're a bucket. And especially once they know
Orlando and Minnesota this weekend.
Exactly. And you might not respect them, and I might not respect them, but once they get it going, they're going to make shots. I mean, hell, that's the same thing I feel like they probably feel about us.
And I won't get into the Blazers. The Blazers were literally hurt. Like they had one center. I think Klingon had 4 fouls in 2 quarters, and they just left him out there. They just said we ain't got nobody else to put out there. So I mean, that was a game. I'm happy that we won the game we were supposed to. So we can go on to you want to go to Dyson Daniels?
Hold up. That was me. Yep, Dyson Daniels, 1,000 career assists. I think that his ability to facilitate kind of gets put on the back burner because of his defense, but he is really rounding into form as a legitimate point guard. He is the 4th youngest player to reach 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 1,000 assists, and 450 steals. The other 3 guys are LeBron James, future Hall of Famer, Magic Johnson, Hall of Famer, and Chris Paul, future Hall of Famer. Him being able to step into this point guard role, I know he can't shoot. Fuck it. He does everything else. He plays great defense. He has learned to be a good facilitator. He rebounds the hell out of the ball and is a decent finisher at the rim.
When he wants to be.
Right. And that comes and goes. I think that he's trying to figure out this new point guard position because you got to think just last year, he was a defensive shooting guard stopper. He is now the point guard, and then now he's a small forward because CJ is the point guard, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is the 2, and Dyson Daniels guards the 3. So we're asking this guy to do a lot, and he's done it at a very high level. He's really unlocked a lot for this team. He's another fantastic signing. Well, trade.
His development, I believe, would be what takes him to another level. Not just the shot, but at times he gets really, really, and you can tell it's in his head, he gets really, really passive about just shooting a floater. Like when he gets like 14, 10, and 10, or every time he's aggressive, I would live with him going 3 for 9 versus him going him going 3 for 11 trying to hit the floaters once he gets into the paint versus him going 4 for 6. Like
I agree.
Him putting pressure on the big allows everybody else, and now he's starting to figure out the dunker spot. He's catching oops. So it's like off Jalen. So if he can figure that part out, man, and just be aggressive at the rim, dog, I don't care if you miss. Just keep shooting it. Keep hitting, keep shooting the floater, keep going forward the layup, keep putting pressure on the big. They're gonna foul you, or you're gonna get dunked on because you're 6'6".
Right. And this is the thing. You have the luxury of being the only non-shooter. It would be a big issue if we had a bunch of guys who couldn't shoot. Well, we don't. And let's be real. You'd have missed all the damn shots in the world anyway. You went 2 of 27 from 3. It ain't gonna be too much worse at this point. Chuck it.
Shoot it.
And you gonna go down there on defense and get the ball back anyway. So go for it. I really think that he is a fantastic basketball player, and he is the key to the optionality. When we're looking for another guard this year, we're going to be able to once again look and say, do we need a point guard or do we need a shooting guard? We're going to say, give me the best available. I want to ask you this. And then, I want to ask you this, and then we'll kind of I'll move some things around here. Is there a potential for Dyson Daniels to be better than Trae Young?
I mean, potential? I mean, he's a better defender. He's a better rebounder. I don't know if he's a better passer. He's not a better scorer. That's a big jump. That's a big jump. That's a big jump. Somebody that can't shoot at all to somebody that has to shoot and become a better passer and ball handler.
I'm a little
potential is a funny word. There's always potential for somebody to be better. But
fair.
I don't that's a meteoric leap. I mean, that's putting you in SGA range.
Well, okay. When I say that is not, you're never gonna score better than Trae. He's never gonna shoot the volume to get there. But what he's not gonna do is give up the buckets that Trae was gonna give up. I do think that the Atlanta Hawks offense is and always has been conducive to high assists, because even as a team now, we lead the NBA in assists. No Trae Young. So I've always been kind of a person who thought that I do think that Trae is the best passer, most prolific passer in the NBA. But I also think that if you're a good point guard for this team, you could probably average 7, 8, 9 assists. I saw DeJounte Murray do it when Trae was out. I used to see what was your boy DeLon Wright do it every now and then. I think we just
No, you didn't.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I've seen multiple 7, 8, 9 DeLon Wright assist games. I surely have. I'll put it on my life.
So you saying DeLon Wright, the offense makes Trae better than he is? And
no. I think that I mean, Jalen averages 8 assists right now, right? We still have the highest assists in the NBA. Mm-hmm. The offense this offense lends itself to players having high assists.
So you
I think that Trae had the ability to take the advantage of best of both worlds. I'm a really good passer in an offense that has people who can score if I pass them the ball.
Sure. I don't see Dyson's offense getting to be the level of Trae Young's offense.
No. I don't think so either. But I'm saying I think that if Dyson could get to
think
15 points
better than Trae Young, I don't think he'll be better than Trae Young. Being a better fit for a team and being better than Trae Young are two different things. Everything you asked me, do I think Dyson has potentially better than Trae Young? And then you said it's Dyson Daniels. You gave me about fit for the team. It's two different things. As a player, I do not think Dyson Daniels would be better than Trae Young. I do think that Dyson Daniels would be a better defender. I don't think he'll be a better scorer, nor will he be a better passer or ball handler. Does he fit better for this team? Yes, because we give the ball. He's not afraid to give the ball to Jalen. Like, he doesn't have to be option 1 or 2 or 3 on offense. He's ready to get everybody else involved. Like you call
he's ready to be option 5.
Yeah, I don't need to shoot. I can be, like you said, little bit Simmons. So for what we have built and what Quinn wants to do, he does seem like he's going to be a better option for how they want to play. Will he be better than Trae Young? No, I don't think so. Now if he come back and start shooting 40% for three, hey bro,
Oh,
you did it.
no. If he shot 33% from three,
but that would involve him being more aggressive, which I don't know if he got that in him on offense.
I agree. I think that is Quinn's opportunity for growth more than anything is you kind of got the proven ability to take people who don't have a shot. And I mean, we've been good at doing this even before Quinn got here. I mean, built John Collins a shot. You've seen a Kungwu build a shot. We've seen this over and over. I think that I hope that he commits to trying to figure out how to shoot the ball consistently, because that will take all of us to a new level.
Yeah, I mean,
and he don't even have to be good.
Game would be you just average 2 threes a game, one per half. That takes your score up to 18, 10, and 10. Now you looking like, all right, little Westbrook. You know what I mean? But
right,
that's I think that's 2 years worth of development. I don't see that next year, at least.
I think the next thing, since we were already talking about Trae, is the beef is back. Patrick Beverley takes a swing after he returns to social media after his own issue. Pat Bev tweets, wait, looky, what happened? Oh, okay, I guess I wasn't wrong. And why didn't the contending team want him? And why did Atlanta trade franchise? And by the franchise, he means Trae Young. How do you feel about this?
Low hanging fruit. That nasty. You come back from your whole situation, the first thing you do is shoot at Trae. I gotta remember what the beef was about. It was more. He said did he say you can't win with Trae? Is what he basically said.
Correct.
And then Trae was like, "Bro, you don't never win." And I think that's what went back and forth. Like I said, I think that's a low blow. I think Trae just wasn't a fit for what the Hawks wanted to do. Once Jalen emerged and stayed healthy, it was like, well, all right, like anybody was gonna get, if you was in the way, you was getting moved.
You were just getting out of the way. That I will give you that. There's not a 6'10" scoring, passing, rebounding phenom that ain't the guy from Akron. I mean, it's just them two. So you're right about that. I do think that what Pat Bev may be trying to get across is, and I think that's the bigger thing, is that the smaller scoring guards, I think the NBA has potentially passed them by. I think, especially with this.
You can say that without wait, looky here, looky what happened, blah blah blah.
Well, I mean, also this is your chance to stick it to a guy who's talking, who you've been going back and forth with, and now he's been traded to what everybody considers Alcatraz, and you've been traded from your team to Alcatraz, and there wasn't really a market for him, unfortunately.
That's the part that sucks, is that nobody else. And I still don't even think that's about skill. It's about $50 million. I don't think anybody wanted to pay that $50 million. And that's why I don't think it was about skill. I think many teams would take Trae at the 1 and build around him, but not build around him. But you would be able to put defensive players around him, defensive 3-point shooters.
No, if you're going to have Trae, you're going to have to build around him. If you're not building around Trae, it ain't going to work.
It's the $50 million. It's the $50 million. Otherwise, he could have went to San Antonio. He could have went to San Antonio, and they would have been just fine. Well, they got Stephon Castle, so he really was.
And they have De'Aaron Fox, and they have Dylan Harper.
Probably going to end up getting out of there. He's probably out of there soon, unless he takes a fake.
That is where I will say I want to see what Trae does with his contract. If he tries to, keep at the $50 million, I think it's over. But I also feel this way about Ja too.
Yeah.
The $50 million contract is over. Both of you guys, I think, athletically have lost a little bit, and just the way that the NBA is now, you're going to need more help than you could just pay for in the past. So yeah, if you take a pay cut, if you go 30, 40 million dollars, I think that you can get back to a competitive team. It's also interesting. I don't know what the Wizards are going to do because they don't play a lot of defense. Well, it's interesting to see Alexander Sarr play again, though.
Well, what they banking on, from what I've read, is Trae, Sarr, and AD. And AD don't want to play the 5 anyway. So they put AD at the 4. Oh, well then. I don't know what they look what you got. So, and then you got
I don't think that Anthony Davis, I don't think he got a hey bro, you gonna play your ass is gonna play the 5.
Well, and then they put Sarr at the 4 or whatever. They got them 2 in the front court. And then they'll have Will Riley, Trae, and other Trae. Is it Trae Johnson?
Yes. And Koulibaly.
So you got, and they got pieces.
But the thing about it is,
you got to stay healthy.
Nobody plays defense but Sarr and AD. And that's where I'll be looking like, is that a lot of defense? Yes. I think the AD is actually a better defender. Sarr is probably more stat sheet. He's second year in the league. He's not disciplined, and especially not playing with the Wizards. It's not like he has anything to go off of.
You could build your defensive game plan around those two, especially with Will Riley at the 3, who's 6'10". So, I mean, you can just be in the way. So, I mean,
and he blocks a lot of shots. Like, he is good. Like, AD and Sarr is like having Rudy down there. You have to keep your head on a swivel. Every shot you shoot can and possibly will be blocked if you just tossing it up there for good measure.
But, we'll see. As I said with Pat Bev, that's low-hanging fruit. I mean, now if Trae say something back to you, the only way to say something back is to be disrespectful because you ain't in the league. So I got to take what's on the table. So, I mean, so it is.
I do think that it's wise for Trae at this point. Hey, man, worry about your team. Figure out what y'all got going on. I did even like him getting ejected from the bench. I think that was a veteran move to show that I care about being here. It seemed like a good gesture. Before we get into the foolishness, I did want to talk briefly about just the Eastern Conference as a whole. I think that now, like I told y'all, the playoffs have started, but also if you're not at least at 10th, you've been eliminated. Milwaukee Bucks, you 27-36. It's over. Bulls, 26-38. It's over. Nets, 17-47. Over. Wizards, 16-47. Pacers, 15-49. Y'all going home. I will also say this does lend itself to ending the lottery earlier because these teams have been eliminated. Same thing in the Western Conference. Grizzlies toast with 23 wins. Mavs toast with 21 wins. Pelicans toast with 21. Jazz toast with 19. And yes, the Sacramento Kings.
Jazz won tonight.
I will say the Kings roster, you will think that they would actually be good, but they are just terrible. If I said this team had Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine, Malik Monk.
2010, this game is crazy. What?
This is a 2K roster from hell. No
Xbox
bullshit, 360. Let me tell you.
What 360 days?
But they are 10 types of terrible with a lot of big contracts from older people who will probably be expiring next year. I don't know what the Kings are going to do. Shout out to them for firing your boy and giving Doug Christie the job. He seems to be nailing it. That sarcasm for the people who missed it. But outside of that, it's you basically got the Warriors, Clippers, and Blazers. They fighting for 8, 9, 10. Then you got the Suns, Nuggets, and Lakers and Timberwolves playing for 3 first 7. And then you got the Thunder and the Spurs at the top. The East, way worse. Raptors, Magic, Heat, 76ers, Hornets, all playing for whatever the hell position they can get. Then you have the Cavs, Knicks, Celtics, and Pistons fighting for the top. And like I told y'all, the playoffs have already started. The more wins you can bank right now, the easier it will be on your life as this thing gets more difficult. The tricky part about this is what?
Oh, you want me to go? Y'all were right, man. I'm not a believer, and I still think he's lost a lot athletically. But Jason Tatum and them Celtics.
No, stop. We're not doing that. Jaylen Brown and them Celtics. We're going to address the man.
Jaylen Brown deserves everything. They were number 3. Jason Tatum comes back, and they look not taking anything away from Brown, but they just look like they look like they could beat Detroit. They look like they could beat Detroit now.
They replaced a no-name player with Jason Tatum. That is what happened. Whoever the other guy was, who get your who ass on the who bench?
Now they do. He does look. I mean, he got Sprite hung at the rim, and he does not have.
He ain't gonna have the explosion yet, but he's
But what he does have, he's 6. I forgot, dog. He can rebound really well.
Right.
He's just in the way. He's 6'10", and now their offense again. Mazzulla, you may have to give him Coach of the Year. He literally switches offenses as he comes back. Like I was listening to a podcast and they pointed it out and they put it in words of what I was thinking. With Jaylen Brown as the focal, it was drive and kick, dribble, drive, kick. His game is getting to the rim, mid range, and then hitting the open 3 when he gets hot. With Jason Tatum, it was more give him the ball ISO. He likes to shoot. And so they run different offenses based on that, where Jason Tatum is there. It's everybody shoots threes all the time. We're going to layer it up. With Jaylen Brown, it's more of a get Jaylen and then let him create. And the fact that he's toggling in between and they've kind of hit the ground running, man, they look scary.
It's amazing how
Boston looks scary.
It's amazing how you have a game plan depending on who's on the floor instead of just running the same. Don't get me started. I really like joke. Yeah, I really like the Pistons, but they can be had.
They lost 4 in a row, right?
Yes, correct. Celtics
8-2 in the last 10 games.
Interesting, very interesting. They're heating up at the right time. The Knicks can be had.
Get out of the Spurs, but they beat the shit. They're so iffy. They so wishy-washy. They beat the shit out of. I'm sorry, excuse me, y'all. They beat the crap out of the Spurs. Beat the crap out of the Spurs.
But they can be had.
Yeah, I mean, and then they went and got smoked by the Lakers, which is a very interesting team without LeBron. That was not the pivot I was going for, but I went back and because I watched that game and I was like, yo, they look like a totally different team. I ain't gonna lie to y'all and say I stay awake to watch the Lakers. No, I've been trying to go to sleep. But without LeBron, like it's free flowing. Luka still takes his crazy shots, but they move the ball a lot more. Austin Reeves looks like a totally different human when he plays with Luka.
And this is the Lakers with bums. They're gonna get off of all of these guys, and they're gonna say, "Hey, who wants to come play in LA with Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic?"
Everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody. So I mean, it's interesting. This whole Boston is interesting. New York is interesting. Cleveland, I still think Cleveland healthy could just run the table in the East.
They could.
I don't think there's really the top 4 ain't really no favorite. I guess is what I'm trying to get to.
Yes, that's exactly what I was getting to. Was as much as you think Cleveland has all the pieces, you also believe that they can be had too. They don't bring it every night in a way that's really the difference between the East and the West to me. Is the Spurs and OKC seem to play with a high level of intensity damn near every night. It's not many nights where you just look at these teams like they ain't trying.
Oh, they chasing. Yeah, they chasing. They don't like the Thunder. Like Victor Wembanyama does not like Chet, and as a result, the Spurs do not like the Thunder
right
as a whole. And that has bled out. So and Vic don't like none of y'all. I think that's what's confusing. What people forget, he don't like the Thunder, but Vic don't really like none of y'all. He don't like NBA culture for real. He doesn't. Chess.
He doesn't respect you guys. That's what it really is. I don't think that he believes that you guys. I think that you guys. He thinks that NBA players are distracted by bullshit, and I don't think that he believes that they put in the effort and work to be great.
And I agree. And therefore, he hates everybody. And they play like they are trying to embarrass everybody.
And the NBA believes
is Detroit, though.
Right. And the NBA believes that I can push you down. And some of these guys can. And that is the trade-off. You ain't got to respect me. I put my hands on you. Now, you can't put your hands on Wembanyama. Say goodbye to your mama. Because if you can't physically just move him out of the way, there's nothing you can do. The Raptors, they seem to have lost a little bit of their juice, but just that roster alone, that's a really strong team. The Magic seem to be playing better. The Heat are playing better. Kev, I hate to say it, your 76ers look funny in the light. The Hawks, we done won 6 in a row, and the Hornets are playing some of the best basketball in the NBA. This is, I don't know who you can even say is the favorite. And it should be pretty much clearly the Pistons, but it's not. Not a serious person.
No, the Pistons are leveling out a little bit. Leveling out, just kind of like OKC did. But the thing is, with OKC, we said OKC leveled out, and they're 9 games ahead of us. they're like 8 games ahead of like the number 2 team in the West, right? 8 games, 7 games, something like that. Maybe it's 2.
No, it's 3 games.
Well, maybe I'm thinking of their division.
Yeah, the Thunder are 51-15. The Spurs are 47-17.
Oh, okay. No, so it's them too.
Yeah,
Minnesota's 3rd at 40-24. They're 10 games behind.
And
so it's Thunder, those two.
Yeah, and the Thunder and Spurs have both gone 9-1 in their last 10.
The Thunder losing to the Spurs losing to the Knicks.
And the thing about it is Timberwolves went 8-2. And nobody cares. Nobody cares about nothing going on over there.
Nobody believes that the Timberwolves are good enough to beat either one of those two teams.
Which sucks because I think that they probably better than everybody else, though.
I think, well, yeah.
Long as they don't get a healthy Nuggets.
I was about to say, that's the team that if they get healthy, I mean, you got Joker, Jamal. I mean, your boy Aaron Gordon had like 19 in the first half today coming back.
He gotta stay healthy. And that is something that I don't know if he can do. But yeah, Suns, after losing Dylan Brooks, I think they were already holding on by a thread. It's over.
But Dylan Brooks said he better than everybody. You saw that?
But he has to. That is what's gotten him all of this money. You gotta sell yourself. If you're Dylan Brooks and you don't, then yeah, you'll be in and out and not paid. If you sell yourself, he running the Draymond playbook. Y'all got to hear me. You got to see me. But overall, I just think that this should be a really, really good playoff run for the NBA. This is the parity that you want. You got the different beefs. You got the Thunder Spurs. You got, I assume Rockets Lakers should be interesting. The Nuggets and whatever they do. And then the East itself, I mean, Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavs. Everybody in that has a dog in the fight to say that we could be the best. And also, hey, man, we might not have it at all.
I think everybody can be beat. I don't think there'd be one team that, even if the teams that make it out to play in, I mean, you're talking about like possibly 76ers,
You
Orlando,
do
Miami,
not want the Pistons don't
or
want the
Charlotte,
Hornets.
or Charlotte, or Atlanta, depending on who we play, because we match up pretty well with New York. So
Right.
it's like if you any team can be beat in any round in this playoffs in the East, which is gonna be very, very interesting to say the least. Set up for some fun basketball. Set up. Last time that happened, the Hawks made the East Conference Finals.
Right.
So I don't care.
You probably don't want to deal with the Magic either. The Heat, I think that they're just
Not
in
with
this
Paolo.
weird.
If Paolo played
Yeah.
like he did against Minnesota.
Yeah, I think the Heat are probably one of the few teams that just like they're good enough, but they don't have a ceiling. They can't push and be like, all right, well, we're really gonna make it, really beat somebody. But everybody else, Hornets, Hawks, Sixers, Magic, Raptors, Cavs, Knicks, Celtics, Pistons, you get the opportunity to lose in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, you can lose in the first round or in the finals, or you win the final. Well, no, them two teams in the West and separated themselves.
and that unfortunately is the issue for the Knicks and the Cavs is y'all both have to win the championship this year, and I don't think that it's possible.
Yeah, no. All right, man. Let's get to it because we let's get to it. Let's get to it. Fuck him.
Fuck Luke Kornet. For y'all who don't know, the Atlanta Hawks have had to cancel Magic City Monday against the Orlando Magic on March 16th. This came down from the very top of the NBA. Adam Silver, they actually put out an entire press release to explain that they basically had a conversation with the Hawks to try to understand what the game plan was and to really be able to understand this promotion. And after all of the parts, basically the pushback from the league and from its fans, that they basically said, no, we ain't doing it. There will still be the TI concert. Everybody who paid for a hoodie will get it. There will no longer be the podcast with Mr. Magic. That has been canceled. This sucks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you listen to the hype around the actual game and the Magic City night, what you're thinking it's associated with was never spoken about. There was never exotic dancers spoken about. There was never anything. It was all about the history and what Magic City has meant to the city. Every athlete that has come to Atlanta has been to Magic City. I'm confident that since Magic City has been open, because there's pictures of Dion. I'm not trying to troll anybody. He's put it out there. There's pictures of people from the 80s and the 90s all going to Magic City.
It's an Atlanta institution.
It's a staple. And they're still gonna have the wings, the barbecue, the Lou pepper lemon, the Lou Will lemon peppers, and they're gonna have all of that, but it just takes away some of the luster of the night. I think this was something that was going to be unique to Atlanta, that nowhere else in the world was going to. This very, very, very. It's not very often that you get to be able to do something for your organization, franchise, or company, or whatever, for your person that nobody else in the world can do.
Right. And represent your city in a manner that does it authentically.
And it was going to explain why Magic City was such a big deal. And then Luke Kornet, comes out here, and I don't care if y'all call it a false equivalency. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Luke Kornet has never been heard or given the platform to speak on anything else in Black culture that I've seen, that I try to find. I've never heard him speak up on anything else. Al Horford is another one who never has spoken up about issues in Black culture in Atlanta or nothing that I've seen. But this is where y'all draw the line?
Right.
That's so disheartening. It's so frustrating.
And if you actually listen to what Luke said, it is very much so like anti-feminist. uh moral high ground bullshit. And if you're going to be this caped crusader, then you need to fucking start with the NBA and their alliance with all of gambling. If you're going to sit here and say, oh, well, we shouldn't do this to women. Oh, what we should do is continue to perpetuate something that we know robs people of their funds. The house always wins. Right. And you're going to put, and so what you're saying is, oh, I don't want my children to see the name of a strip club, but I don't mind them actually seeing the gambling. Because if you go watch on Prime Video, they constantly give you the bets and odds if you watch the other station. Like, it gives you everything. So it's perfectly fine to market gambling to children. You don't have any issues with that. That is perfectly fine. But with the name of a strip club, that's where I draw the line. I find that peculiar and weird as fuck.
Hoish. It's hoish, dog. It's hoish. That for you to do that, and then I ain't gonna lie, I think it's hoish of Adam Silver. I wouldn't give y'all all are hoes because again, this is where you give the voice to. Like, nobody was gonna care. You know, people were gonna travel here to go to that. Nobody was gonna care. And you align yourself with gambling. There's been multiple videos put out of players. Fred VanVleet talks about it. Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, every podcast, Pete, everybody that has a podcast.
Lou Williams. He is notorious for lemon pepper Lou. Where did the lemon pepper wings come from? Magic City. And this is on your broadcast. You pay that man.
Yeah, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about you have all of those things, and all of these players talk about how fans are now overzealous about approaching them because they didn't hit their parlay because somebody didn't score 30 points. How they didn't score, how they didn't why didn't you get 7 rebounds instead of 6? And they're calling them. They said they had to change the Trae VanVleet said he's had players telling them they had to change their numbers. They had to get security outside their house.
Wife, death threats.
You had all of these things. Y'all don't say nothing about it. There's been no think piece. There's been no players getting the platform other than their own podcast. There's been no discussions with Adam Silver. There's been none of those things. And yet, when it comes to something that is so ingrained in Atlanta culture, because you don't understand in Lexington, Kentucky, you decide to come out here and say that this is a whole bunch of feminists and everything. Lexington, Kentucky, I'm telling you right now, they don't believe in feminism. They're backwards.
This is the thing. The overarching point is the NBA don't give a fuck. They can't get rich off of this. They can get rich off of gambling. So, yeah, I'll turn the blind eye to that. Magic City don't do anything. That doesn't do anything for the NBA. That does something for the Atlanta Hawks. And let me tell y'all, as a person who's worked in sports marketing for professional teams, job already done. Job is already done. The Atlanta Hawks has been in the national news cycle for 3 weeks now because y'all been talking about them. Not that we won 6 games in a row, is Magic City. Marketing department has already done their job. I'm sure that Magic is happy with as much conversation on the national media spectrum that his strip club has gotten. Knocked it through the roof. And on top of that, if I'm him, all ticketed fans, first 100, 200, 300, 6-piece on me. Come on in. Show me your ticket. Job already done. And then the cancellation is a new news cycle. So they already hit it on the first set of impressions. Now, all the think pieces about the Atlanta Hawks. These are more clicks. They won. The only people who lose are the fans.
Y'all better send me my hoodie, though. I know that.
I'm mad I didn't buy it now. Now it's more valuable. Now I got to try to make my own.
Yeah, fuck Luke Kornet, man. High and mighty bullshit ass. I hate all y'all. I hate all y'all that fake concern for a culture that you don't understand. I hate it. I hate it because we'll never hear Luke Kornet say nothing about anything dealing with the black community ever again. You sucker.
You think you're gonna hear him talk about anything that's going? I mean, let's be real here. The rest of the world is on fire.
Nope.
And you want to talk about Magic City? I think that we may be focused on the wrong thing. Out of all the things that's going on right now on this planet, Magic City not top 1,000 biggest issues.
Shout out somehow, to you, Adam Silver.
This is where we land. You know the answer, Reggie. What's in it for me? And if there's nothing in it for the NBA, adios, mi amigos. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we hit the closing point of the show. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Again, it's been another fantastic show. Reg, did we miss anything? We did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. R.I.P. Lou Holtz.
May you rest in peace.
Yes. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you guys for rocking with us again on this fantastic Not Quite Magic Monday. Number one, more Black baseball. Keep our pictures in your thoughts and in your prayers. Please, Lord, because we need them. Number 2, shout out to Kev in the back. What up, though?
That boy sleep.
Right. Number 3, the historically Black college university your auntie went to, your uncle went to, your cousin went to, you went to, the person who used to laugh geeky in the back of church with you, send some money to their university. We have to be a great steward of HBCUs at this moment. Once again, rest in peace to Jesse Jackson, a fantastic homegoing service. Beautiful, all the leaders.
Wake up.
All the leaders that we have had, we appreciate it. Historically Black college university in your neighborhood, the one you go to homecoming, step shows, to be around your people, all of that, man. Please support those people. You go there, we always take. Make sure you reinvest into your community and to the people in that community. Then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University. Please, we only ask for the $18.68 on behalf of the year that the university was founded. It is still the standard of excellence. It still don't get no better. And you can run around the University of Hampton without being harassed. I saw the people, Howard had that man who runs in DC. They gave him all the blues for running around campus like a normal human who would just like to run around a college campus does all the time. With that being said, adios, mi amigos. God is love. Hey, y'all do me a favor. Y'all give a big shout out to Big Kev. Outside of that, we love you. Y'all stay safe. We out this thing. And fuck you, Luke Kornet.